So when Dave rang me and said, hey Mike, I have a car that's already prepped and it just needs paint, this is not what I was expecting. Also as well, there's not one single panel on the car prepped. So yeah, I think when this is prepped for primer and paint, I might have to sit Dave down and just kind of explain to him what a prepped car is, because clearly he just seen a finished car.
Hello guys, welcome back to the Drift Games vlog. We are here in Retro Auto, surrounded by beautiful Toyotas everywhere. But there was one very ugly Toyota that we brought here a little while ago, and Mike has been here trying to make a diamond out of coal. But I know he's come into a lot of problems, so I want to catch up with him and see what he's done. Mike's been working here for the last week. I have no idea what he's done. You've no idea what he's done. So roll the tape.
So, kit's off. Well, it's kind of off. As you can see, the front bumper's still on. The reason I've left the front bumper on is these arches. So the way these arches have been done is actually fairly tidy, and I actually am very happy with it. The way the guy has left, you know, this bit to stay here, that obviously matches up to the bumper. So the reason I've left my bumper on is when I'm doing my filler work here and that, I just want to see where I'm finishing it off to. The lad who started doing all the work, in fairness, this is all very, very tasty. There's a nice little roll in there. I don't think you're going to be able to see it, but you don't really see that in custom arches too much. So yeah, I'm very happy with them. The quarter of death, as I call it. This is bad enough, despite what Dave thinks. I don't fancy putting that much filler in to try and make it even, but yeah. I've started on the corner of death, and believe it or not, it's actually working out a lot better than I was expecting it to. It's not too bad. Bits of areas like this, it's like heavy surface rust, and like this, and I couldn't really understand it because, you know, the rest of the car is mint, so I don't know why it was rusting so much. Hopefully we can keep going now, get the shape back into all this, and be done with this side.
The car was prepped for prep.
The car was prepped for a scrapyard, that was what it is. Nah, look, we're getting there,
So, talk me through the process of what you've done so far, because I know nothing about bodywork.
Oh, you're definitely going.
That's why I send my cars to Mike and go, I think it's fine, and I have no idea what I'm talking about. So, how unfine was it?
Right, we'll start with the bad end, right? If you remember, there was filler all along here. It's about that thick, I'd say. So I took all the filler back to realise the steel was in shit.
Yeah.
So a whole day nearly.
That's why the filler was there.
That's why the filler was there. But like the last guy just brought the filler out to meet the bumper rather than bring the steel out, which you're meant to bring the steel out and then just use a light skin filler. As you can see, you can see my steel underneath it there. Yeah, it's the bare minimum. The only bit of rust, and this actually had me going mad for a while, was around here. See, like you can actually see the top of it there. It was very bad surface rust, and I couldn't figure it out. So I was hitting it with the grinder and just trying to take it back, and it was really embedded into the panel. So after further investigation, I realised your car got a quarter before.
So it had a quarter panel stitched on.
The quarter panel was replaced from here, down here, all the way around. So what I think is this was an old crash shell that was lying up outside in the rain. Some lad, I need a quarter, came down, cut it off the shell and put it on.
So I've gone and bought new rear lights for it.
Nice.
From Australia, just around the corner.
Yeah.
But I mean, trying to find them, it's like Soarer parts. I thought.
I have a boot full of Soarer parts here if you want.
They're all rubbish. But trying to find Soarer parts, I thought, type in Toyota Soarer. And
they're rare.
Headlight bulb. Like a switch. I'm like, what? So I got the red and clear rear lights. Pricey, but I think they're right for this car.
Yeah.
So that's going to sort that out. We already have an exhaust.
Exhaust is fine.
That's pretty much sorted. And we have the spoiler from Origin.
The spoiler I got fitting on it now nicely as well, like, so I'm going to paint that off the car and then just stick it.
Yeah. But this quarter's not too bad.
But like, I do have another. I have 1.5 inches of filler, not 2 inches on this side.
Look
at how deep it is, man.
That.
I'm going to have to do the same. Like,
that is a lot of filler.
If I don't take that out, what happens with filler is, especially when you put too much filler on, right, it looks grand when you finish the job, you give it back to the customer, you cod them, you're a cowboy, well done. But over time, water is going to get in behind the filler, because filler won't hold out water. So it sits in under here, it starts to rust, see the surface rust here now?
Yeah.
And then it lifts it off. So it will start to crack like this over time. So if I don't take all this out from here, well, I'm assuming like the other side it's there, this will fall out in about 2 years, and then you'll be like, Mike, the quarter's ruined, you didn't do it right, and then everyone's like, Mike's a butcher. So it might take me a little bit more, but I am going to get the grinder and just take all that filler out of it and just start again. Here, have a look at this. This is actually, so look how your man has the side skirts mounted. He's put rib nuts in the whole way.
Oh, that's very tasty.
No, but wait, Dave, there's more. There's where your back bumper sits. Look at that. It's the tastiest body kit I've ever in my life seen fitted. Fair play to him. I was
on the worst car
ever. I was going to say nothing and tell you I did that. Yeah, I know your man, he messaged me, we bought the car up and he watched the video, so he definitely would have pulled me in the comments. And like, I did that, you rat. So I never take credit for other people's work. That's Josh's thing. So.
You do criticise other people's work very often, though.
I do criticise a lot, yeah, I do criticise. I don't take credit for it.
This is very tasty.
This is very tasty.
We now have learned something for... Could we do this on the Corvette?
We could do this in the Corvette, yeah. You know, because it's rubber. Like, did we also mention that Dave's bumpers are made of a welly? No? It's literally made from a welly boot.
Did you hear that the
fold in
box,
half.
it literally folded in like that? Look at this.
This could be the future of drift.
That could be the future of drift.
Like the side skirts, and anyone that has seen them side skirts and bent them in half went, I want them for my car. Just so I can drive on Irish roads. Yeah, your man just has to hold there, hole's already drilled. And there.
So final assembly should be a little bit easier. This is a rescue mission.
Yeah.
This car is a rescue mission.
That's what everyone in this garage said. It was like, this is a restoration you're doing here. Like, this isn't...
It's not just a body kit.
Alright, we're not going to that extent of fully putting on a spit and stitch welding and resealing everything underneath, but like, there's a lot of work in it.
But I think, I'm more excited because it's an absolute turd.
Yeah.
And then by the end of it could be a showstopper. And that's exciting because you're thinking in your head going, this is going to be a big transformation.
Yeah.
It's like the Corvette, it's like the MX-5.
Oh, it is going to be the biggest
transformation. You know
transformation.
there's going to be something at the end that you're going, I can't believe we made that from that.
It is, there's a lot to it, but it will be worth it. Hopefully, there's going to be another mint jack car back on the roads in Ireland. That's the goal.
We're rescuing it.
We're rescuing it, yeah. Right, you boys may go away. I can get nothing done here.
Right,
slow me down.
Back to Mike doing more work.
2 weeks. 2 weeks.
We do back to time lapse.
Back to the time lapse.
This quarter panel is slightly breaking my heart. I'm starting to get a bit fussy. The bit I'm getting fussy with is, see where the steel has came through here, where the welds were. So when we paint that, you know, you will see like a ripple in around here because obviously this bare metal is high. So when you've sanded all the filler away and you brought through the high bit, I would love to say, yeah, no, this is done now and turn a blind eye to it, but I'm in this far now. One more coat of filler isn't really going to kill me. Another hour or so blocking it down, but lucky be grand. But we nearly have one side complete on a positive note. So I've this arch done, all my repairs and the blend from the metal arches. That's good enough now. I'm actually very happy with that. I just need to go down in my grades a little bit more, down 180, 320, and then she'll be ready for primer. This is the only damage on the doors around here. As you can see, the whole top of the door is full of filler. It comes down as far as here. I don't know why. That's the only bit of damage I can see. Maybe a tiny little dent there. Little chip here is what it is. So I'm just going to put light skim on that just to fill it in and make sure it's right. Our quarter itself is fairly good. It's not as bad. It's not full of filler all down here like the other side. This one on the other hand, it is, as we've already seen. So I feathered that back to figure out why the filler was there. And I found my good friend, Mr. Rust. The last panel I went to yesterday evening was the wing, and by God is this wing in It's all rust under here. Now it's only surface rust. I've took most of it off with the sander, so I'm just hit it with a grinder just to take that, just the polishing disc, you know yourself, just to take the top layer of rust off before we seal it in. So we're all low around here. This is all dented around here. This is all dented around here. So as you've seen from the last one, because of our arch, our skim and filler had to come like that way. Now it has to be like the whole wing, like all this. So it's like day 655 in the big brother shed. I'm still sanding filler. I figured out what it's like to star in that film Groundhog Day, because I'm literally living it for the last couple of days. These steel arches are killing me. They're really killing me. I think like every time you think you have a small little high spot comes through or something, and then you just know it's not going to be right. Last night I was just going to pretend like it was mint, but then I was like, sure, not achieving anything until it's done right. So yeah, custom arches have probably broken my soul. To make it worse, I'm just going insane. Did you hear that? I keep hearing Josh calling me. So this just needs a small little flicking down through the grades and get the last bit of sanding marks off. The plan is to hopefully get them all blocked down now early enough today and possibly get some primer on it tonight.
One eternity later.
Update on the Soarer. As you can see, it's not behind me. That is because she is in the boot. Car is primed. Delighted. It looks very, very nice now. Yeah, I think it's time to get ready for paint. So Dave has me painting, but a distraction just happened.
Just want to give a quick shout out to one of our partners here at Drift Games, Mobil 1 Oil. Mobil 1 have been on board with us for a couple of years now, and we use their lubricants in absolutely every car, whether it's a road car or a drift car. And these guys support every sort of motorsport in the world, everything from the Red Bull Formula 1 team all the way to your budget car in the driveway. So if you want your car to stay reliable, even if it's high performance or just your regular daily driver, make sure you choose Mobil 1 Oil. We're back at the Toyota Soarer today, or the Lexus Soarer, whatever you want to call it. We're going to go catch up with Mike. He's been 2 weeks on his own preparing the Soarer, so he's very, very close to paint. Today is the day it's going to be painted. We can reveal what colour that's going to be, and let's hope he's not gone too mad in the meantime. Into the paint booth we go, Michael.
Hello.
This has been a labour of love, Mike.
Yeah.
So it looks like we're kind of nearly masked.
Nearly masked. Just finish off masking the far side and do the roof there. Clean the whole car down, give it a good panel wiping, and then we're going with a wet and wet primer. So wet and wet primer really is, it's just a thinner primer. You spray that on, it's just one coat, leave 20 minutes for that just to tack off, and then you can put your paint onto it as well. So
we will see colour going on in the next
we will see colour probably in the next 2 hours.
Lovely.
Just while we're down here as well,
yeah.
while I'm down this end, the hinges for the door
The hinges for the door
look like something that's on like a Dublin bus, like, or something.
I've never seen a hinge for a door on a car.
It's
that's
stupid
that heavy
stuff
duty.
ever.
But I'm looking really forward to it. We haven't revealed the colour it's going, and I think it's a pretty special colour. It's an Audi colour, but it's going to be with a twist, Mike.
Yeah.
So suggested you put a dark primer on it and then you lay the colour on. We're going to go with a bright primer, which is white, which means the colour is going to really pop much more than it naturally would on the OEM Audi. So we don't know what colour it's actually going to be because no one's ever painted it, but we know the base colour. Well, you guys will see that once it starts coming out of the gunner, once we start mixing it up. So this is the exciting part of seeing this car finally go from a shed to something a little bit show ready. And Mike is going to paint the car first, and then he's going to do the panel second. Because the car is the size of a small bus, we couldn't get everything into the paint booth here at the same time. So this is the exciting part. I'm looking forward to seeing it, and I think Mike's done an awesome job so far. It's like a different car, and once the paint goes on, Mike, it's going to be a completely different car.
That's going to change.
We'll forget all about all the crap that was done. So let's get the masking done, let's get the primer on, and then we can finally get some paint on. Okay, so we're here at the zoo. Oh no, we're not at the zoo. Mike's in there. So he's putting on a coat of primer. This is the last coat of primer. So we're not painting the car white. This is just a white primer. It should be a dark grey primer, but we're using it white because we want to make our own unique colour on this, and then it's on to colour. And it's quite cool to see it actually come together after Mike put in so many hours on it. Alright guys, we got the paint ready to go. We got this from Brown's Motor Factors in Kildare Town. Big shout out to those guys helping us out on this project. This is an Audi colour. It's actually for an Audi RS6. It's like a dark purple, which you can see now looks pretty sparkly.
It's very nice, isn't it?
It's a jazzy colour now.
Jazzy colour. With the white base now, it should be nice and violet would be the word I'd use.
Violet.
So you're only trying to dust the coat on first, like I would say, right? Yeah.
This is escalated. Okay.
Easy, as easy as that.
Handy out. Should have done the whole car. Not a chance.
Coat number 1 done.
I like it. I really like it. Like, that's only a real dust coat now, so it should a bit more from that. But
It's really hard to tell now because it's only a dust coat, but I love the colour so far. But I'm really anxious now to see the next 2 or 3 coats because that's when it's going to bring the colour to life. But yeah, so far, finally the car has a colour. Finally. So yeah, a couple more hours, this thing is going to be looking amazing.
right, so we've the first coat on. First coat is our dust coat. It's nice and light, just to get a little bit of traction down, you know. So yeah, full coat time. Let's go then. Right, that's a much heavier coat on now, and my god, this colour is unbelievable. Dave's super excited out going. I absolutely love the colour. No idea when I put lacquer on it's going to change it again, so I don't know. Looks good, Blaine. What do you think?
I love it, yeah.
It looks purple to me, so it's been a long 2 weeks. A long 2 weeks. So, putting the thinners in the lacquer and getting it ready. It's the last stage. It's starting to get late, it's starting to get cold, we're starting to get tired and hungry, but I am super excited to see this finished.
Alright, so all the painting is done, now the lacquer is going on, but we're not really going to know how the car looks properly until the morning. I can't be here in the morning, so it's going to be a surprise for me, but Blaine and Mike are coming down and they'll be able to see it in the sunshine, which is where it's really going to pop. I love it so far. I'm excited to see it get built back up again. So let's fast forward to the morning and to a future Blaine and Mike. We're ready to see what the car really looks like in the sunshine.
Whoa! Next morning, we're super excited. I'm nervous because Blaine, you were here with me last night. It got so cold when I was putting my lacquer on, and I put my first coat on and things didn't look that good, and I'm very close to having a meltdown. I put a second coat on and then I felt a bit more confident leaving. So
yeah, I was about to leave and you were like, oh Blaine, this isn't sitting right, and I was like
the joys of it, like what, we started painting at 5:30, was it?
Something like that.
And I think by the time I went to put the lacquer on, it was about 7:30, 8 o'clock, and it was starting to freeze.
It was very cold.
Yeah, it was very cold. We might as well rub it down and do it again. This footage could be useless. Who knows? Who knows? Come on, Blaine.
Might just get ready to delete this.
I'm not gonna lie. I've been up all night, like just stressing over, like, oh my god, I hope this is mint. So yeah, I'll bring in my lucky torch as well and have a good look.
Oh.
Yes, that looks good. Good.
So what we were explaining yesterday, that you were using a white primer. This would have been a much darker colour if you had used the grey primer.
Yeah, or we could have used black or whatever. Like it won't change a colour massively, but it will change it a slight bit.
Maybe under light kind
under light sort of thing, yes. It looks very well now. I'm happy. I am happy. There's a lot of dirt in it though. That's the only thing.
So just because when you said a lot of dirt in it, the first thing I thought was, oh shit. So
yeah, okay.
It sounds like the end of the world to me.
It sounds like the end of the world. It sounds like the end of my shoulder because it's going to be a long time doing it. So you can see all these little flecks here, yeah?
Yeah.
So they're all bits of dirt. So what you do is you get like 1800 sandpaper and you'll just take the head off that and bring it down flush. You'll go around, you'll do all of them. Then you get what's called a Trizac pad. You put that on a sander, get them like 3000, 4000 grit. They just dull the whole panel and they'll make it matte. Get your buffer next, buff it all back up nice and shiny with all them heads gone.
And I presume you have to be careful that you don't go too
Oh yeah, you can burn through very quick, like so.
Start car starts going white again, you see the primer again.
You'll literally just see a white patch, that's it. But yeah, Blaine, let's take off the plastic. Have a look and see what it's like, yeah?
Sounds good. Right, can we punch a hole in that? He does it. They're probably going to make a ball of this, and I'll...
Oh my!
The whole A-pillar will fall off, and like...
The room started to react up here because Blaine took off the table. Use your head, lads. Use your head.
Are you putting that on the car, Mike?
Yeah, this is the most important thing. This is just to make the car as JDM as possible. It gives more horsepower, believe it or not. Great old horses they are. Great old. You're a good car.
Just me, Mike, or the green wheels kind of strangely look a little bit?
To go with, I like it.
A little bit, yeah.
It gives character, you know, like just what will annoy people at car shows? That will annoy people at car shows.
Especially, we keep this fitment as well.
That's the fitment for the arches, isn't it?
Yeah. That's how it's done, yeah.
I've still a lot of work to do. So you're standing here with a camera slowing me down, so I need you to, so I can get all these panels painted and enjoy my Christmas. But everybody at home, why don't you let us know in the comments? Did I do a good job? Did I do a bad job? Do you like the colour? Do you not like the colour? Let us know.
Do you like the wheels?
Do you like the wheels? Come on! But no, thanks for watching, guys, and like, subscribe, do all that stuff, comment, make me laugh, and we'll see you all in the next one, right?